everyone, welcome back to NFA Review Channel. Wow, it's been a while since I uploaded. I've been really sick, so at least 2 weeks, so probably COVID, but I finally kicked its butt and I am back in action. So I've actually already filmed the shooting scenes for today's review when I was still sick. So apologies ahead of time. You'll be able to tell I was pretty sick out there, but I had a very short time window to get it done in my schedule with my other company, so I got out there and just made it happen. So today we will be reviewing the Angstadt Arms MDP9. Now, when this firearm first came out last year, it had some teething issues. If you look at some of the reviews, a lot of them weren't so nice. Coming to find out, there was, from my recollection, when I was speaking to Angstadt Arms back then, there was an issue with one of the small parts suppliers, and that was what's causing some of the failures to feed. That part has since been replaced. Everything's hunky-dory. I have been using this particular one, the Flat Dark Earth SBR. It's a factory SBR that they sent for review, and then this is a pistol. I've been shooting this SBR on and off camera for quite a while, pretty much the whole year. So you've probably seen it on my channel, typically with suppressor reviews when I'm out there and I need a 9mm pistol caliber carbine. So you've seen it on screen and it's done very well. So yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover the specs, its operation here in the studio as usual, and then we'll cut to the range and you guys can see just how it did. Let's go ahead and get to it. All right, like I mentioned earlier, we're going to cover the specs. We'll just cover the pistol, how it comes. This is probably how the majority of you guys are going to order this. You'll order it as a pistol, and then you'll form one it into an SBR and put a folding stock on it. So we'll just, as far as specs go, we're going to start here. So overall length, no stock attached at 14 inches. Has a empty weight with no magazine inserted at 3.7 pounds. And the materials of the upper and lower are 7075 T6 billet aluminum. Caliber, of course, 9mm. Moving down to the barrel, this is a 5.85 inch length barrel. It is chromoly steel with a black nitride coating, and it has a 1 in 10 twist, of course, with a 1/2x28 thread pitch on the end. This one came with their 3-lug adapter already installed on it. All right, let's just start from the bottom up now, shall we? The grip on here is a B5 grip. The lower, again, is 7075 T6 billet. You have a single-sided safety. While we're on that, this does accept all standard mil-spec fire control groups and most of the 9mm PCC kits that are out there. You have a bolt catch here on the left, and of course you have a extended paddle magazine release here on the right side. Your mag well on the bottom, as you can see, is flared. It has a damn wide flare on it. It's very easy to insert magazines at speed, as I've found over the last 6 to 7 months of testing on and off camera with this platform. And I believe that covers it for the lower. Moving on up to the upper, this is a monolithic design here. As you can see, there is no break between the front handguard and the actual receiver itself. So starting at the top, you have a one-piece monolithic machine 1913 Picatinny rail system. You have M-lock built into the front and a QD hole on either side. As far as the charging handle, this is a Ford non-reciprocating charging handle, and the actual handle itself is switchable, so you can go left or right side out there for all the southpaws. And I believe that covers it for the upper. We will get into the guts in a minute, just let me get through these basic specs here. Again, takes any standard 9mm Glock mag up to a Beta dual drum C mag. Comes in black, Magpul Flat Dark Earth, and Tactical Gray. Its country of origin is United States, built here in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it has a retail price range of $24.75 to $25.70 depending on your configuration. Now, I saved the best part for last, and that is the roller delayed blowback action. So, got the basic specs out of the way. Let's cover what makes this thing tick. So, what the MDP basically is you take an AR pistol caliber carbine platform, you sprinkle some MP5 magic on it, and then you make it adaptable for Glock magazines. That's what you have here. You have an AR MP5 mag. You have an AR MP5 Glock. So pretty cool little carbine. I remember being pretty excited about it when I saw it at SHOT Show, and we're finally getting around to some studio time here. Like I said, I've already run this thing quite a bit, well over 1,000 rounds on this one here. This one here is unfired. So all the beautiful little B-roll shots you're about to see, the close-up carrier and bolt, yeah, it's because it's brand new. I didn't want to clean it, so luckily I had this one sitting around. So, roller delayed blowback. For those of you out there that are unfamiliar with, I don't know, the pros and cons of each. So, con would be it's, you know, a little bit more involved, a little bit more complicated design than just your standard blowback, especially when on an AR 9mm pistol caliber carbine like these are, okay? Now, in the world of MP5s, we like it because you have a better sound signature because the gas pressure can drop and go through the suppressor versus out of the port, so you have less port pop. You have less gas to the shooter's face, less felt recoil, and it's more accurate because as that bullet's leaving the barrel, everything's staying locked up, and then when the pressures fall to a safe level, the rearward movement of the carrier causes it to pull back from the breech face. The rollers move inward from the cutouts inside of the trunnion, and then the whole system moves backwards, strips another round off, and so on and so forth. So the main difference between a roller delay blowback and your standard blowback is the lockup. So I'll show you here on screen. I'm just using my hands as an example, and one shot and another shot I'm showing you what it looks like actually in the upper receiver. And you can see the cutouts in the upper receiver where the rollers reside when the gun is locked up. And again, once you fire and the bullet exits and that rearward pressure moves against the front of the bolt face, as the pressures drop to a safe pressure, that carrier pulls backwards. The rollers then ramp inwards into the bolt head. Everything can move backwards and unlock and then move forward again, loading a new round. So it's not rocket science. This design's been around since 1964, I believe, maybe a little bit earlier actually. And so it's been around for quite a bit, but it's pretty neat that a company outside of HK is using it now on a platform. And now that the teething issues are out of the way, these things actually run really, really well. So some quick notes before we get out there and get shooting. We will be shooting at suppressed and unsuppressed with 115 grain ammo, 124 and 147. Now the 147s gave us trouble out there, and my conclusion at the end of the range session that you're about to see is it's a primer issue. The primers are very hard, and I think more than 5 of them, well over 5 of them, where it just wouldn't fire. But this gun ran everything else lickety split, no problem, and it's very dirty. I have not cleaned it at all. That's another reason why I waited to do this review, because this gun took a lot of heat when it first came out because it did have those teething issues. So now that I have the updated version, I wanted to just really run it through the gauntlet to make sure that there's no issues with the firearm itself. So outside of just spraying it down with CLP, this one has never been taken apart, ever. The upper and lower half, never been separated. I've never looked inside. I just spray oil in it and shoot it. So this thing has probably an accurate 1,200 rounds through it without cleaning. This one's brand new. So anyway, now that we covered that, let's go ahead and head out to the range and you guys can see how it did. Before we get shooting, a quick word from our sponsor, Capital Armory. They're the nation's largest silencer dealer and have expanded their silencer shipping ability to multiple states, with even more on the way. They can still ship directly to Texas residents, but they can now deliver silencers directly to your door for those in many other states. The process is simple and keeps everything in-house. So there are no additional dealers, transfer fees, or headaches. They manage the entire process from start to finish to make your life easier. The process is very simple. Once you purchase a silencer online through their website, you'll be contacted to begin your online customer profile to provide them with fingerprints and other necessary information to complete your e-file Form 4. After the ATF approves your form, Capital Armory will initiate electronic transfer paperwork with you, and your silencer will be mailed directly to your front door. And the best part is, your customer profile only needs to be done once, so you'll be ready to go for all future orders. Head to capitalarmory.com today to learn more.
I do not have eye protection. I left them at the fire station this morning, so wish me luck. Don't do this at home. Safety. Locked back. Again, I'm talking to you guys with the lapel microphone. A little different than the suppressor reviews. That was a 115 grain, loaded a little weaker, so I'm actually surprised. I'm gonna use the bolt release this time. Okay. Magazine's a little shaky, but we'll see if it stripped one off there. Oh yeah. I'm just gonna dump it, get it hot. Lock back again. So 115 and 124 did just fine. Mag's tight, or inserted correctly, but a little loose there. Still a little wiggle on the bottom end. 147 grain subsonic, no suppressor. Let's see if it will run. Okay. Oh, we have a malfunction, I think. Primer has a pretty good dimple on it. I'll show you that in a second. I'll film it. Yeah, might just be a hard primer. Another one. Might be the ammo here. Yep, another primer strike. Another one. All right, these are hard primers then. That was a hell of a strike. Interesting. Another one. Again. All right, she don't like this super hard primer. I'm getting primer hits. Some of them aren't too deep, so I wonder if it's just the hammer spring in here, or that's just absurdly hard primers, which, you know, could be the case. It's probably what it is, because we're still getting, there it goes, a lock back. So we're still getting them to fire. So very well could have been just the ammo. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna grab my phone and show you what they look like. All right, the lens has equalized. Cool, so not all the footage was trash. All right, guys, so I just loaded up 2 other mags. In the red tape, I have a 30 rounds of the Fiocchi 158 grain full metal jacket subsonic. I had that laying around. In this mag, I have the remaining 20 rounds of the ammo that just gave us problems with the hard primer. So I put the YHM R45 on the end. I'm gonna run the Fiocchi through it first, and then run the 147 grain capital cartridge through it and see what happens. In the name of science. I'm still getting over this cold, if you can't tell. All right, let's see how this thing sounds actually. Okay. All right. We have lockback, sounded great actually. No gas to the face due to that rear area being sealed tight. It's good to know. Whoops. All right, here's our problem child mag. 147 grain capital cartridge. We're getting the light hits on the primer. And there we go. Just happened again. Yep. So it's an ammo problem, not a gun problem. Okay. All right. We are done with that lot. It might be a bad lot. Let's not waste any more time on that. Let's throw in some ammo we know works, do some more shooting. Man, it's been a day out here filming. Just so you guys know, I got a lot of sinus pain right here. So earlier when I was shooting, I couldn't really get a good cheek weld on here, just excruciating pain shooting through my face there. So kind of shooting off the gun a little bit. So switched out the suppressors, got my old beat up Omega 9K. I think it's gotta be full of carbon. What I want to do is finish off the Fiocchi 158 grain subsonic I have, and then run some hot. I got 10 rounds loaded up of the 124 grain NATO. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I came out here without eye protection on accident. I left it in the fire truck this morning, so whoops. Don't try this at home. Oh wait, what am I doing? I don't need those. Better not need those. Told you guys I'm all discombobulated because I'm still sick. All right, smaller suppressor, same ammo. See what you do. See what you do. Definitely a louder suppressor. That says a lot for the R45. Again, I'm using a lapel microphone, not my typical surround stereo microphone, so shooting suppressed is gonna sound different than it normally does on my channel. Empty, failed to lock back. No primer hit, that was weird. All right, next up, 124 grain NATO. So this will go supersonic. Let's see what it does to the gun when we cork it up with some back pressure. Still bearable though. Won't lock back. All right, well, this gun's working. I'm pretty sure we could remove the faulty ammo from the equation here. I actually found some spent casings over here in the grass from the 124 grain NATO and then the 158 grain Fiocchi I'll show you here, and they shot just fine, and the dimple strike looks pretty much similar to the other stuff. So call it for what you will. That is an ammunition problem in my book, not a firearm problem. So R45 definitely sounded better than the older Omega 9K, for sure. That was like instantly noticeable. Still good suppressors, much smaller than this one, but very noticeable. So we have shot it unsuppressed. We have shot it suppressed. We found out we do have a faulty lot of ammo. What else can we do with it? Let's, I'm gonna, off camera here, I'm gonna zero this sight in better because it's really not zeroed well, and then we'll shoot for accuracy, and then we'll call it a wrap out here and give our final thoughts. Let's do it. All right, grouping for 25 yards. I may or may not speed up this edit depending on how long it takes me. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's film that and see how we did.
Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the review so far. We're back here in the studio. I just wanted to touch base a little bit on everything that went on with this, and I want to touch base with what's inside this box and what we have in store for the charity auction on Drive Rally Vice City Tour 2024. So first things first, did very well. All the malfunctions we found out were attributed to a bad lot of ammo. Unfortunately, I ran out of time out there on the range with the rain. It was coming in pretty fast. The other day I was out there filming, and I didn't film this, but I did shoot a different lot of actually 165 grain capital cartridge, and it shot the entire mag fine without a suppressor on it. So it's a bad lot of ammo. I'll be contacting Capital Cartridge with the lot number. They thankfully put it on the outside of the box so they can figure out what happened there. But I'm going to leave it up to hard primers, because if you guys remember what you just saw on the range, the fired casings match the same dimple indentation of the unfired ones from the 147 grains. So the 124s, the 115s, and the 158 Fiocchi all looked identical to the unfired 147 Capital cartridge. So other than that, gun ran fine. No back pressure to the face. Again, this is sealed in the back. And something I forgot to mention earlier in the studio is, obviously there's no buffer tube on this, right? So, because it's all self-contained here, as you saw from the B-roll earlier. So it enables you to put really tight side folding stock setups on here. This one's actually pretty tight. Let's see if it's broken. There it is. So that's what it looks like folded up. And of course it folds up on the left side so you can still fire it with it shut. But pretty slick little setup there. So all in all, did very well. So take a look at their website and check them out. And we have big plans for the pistol. So inside this case, little backstory on this case. So Zargus is a German manufacturer company, and they make, now they really specialize in overlanding stuff, like the aluminum metal cases for camping and stuff like that. These injection molded half and half, so it's half plastic, half aluminum cases. They don't make anymore, unfortunately. The parent company in Germany pulled the plug on these. These cases right now, because they're unavailable, are like $1,000 for just the case. I'll show you some B-roll shots of a smaller one I have for my MP5K transferable machine gun. Really slick setup. But in this one, this is the same case they had at SHOT Show for the MDP9 promotion they had going on. This is one of the last cases left over. Zargus sent it our way, and I'll show you some shots here real quick, because you really can't see from my angle, but it's got 4 slots for the stick mags, a little pocket here for accessories, and of course for a stock, and it looks like a nameplate at the top. So our plans with this is I want to donate it with my other company, The Guys Tampa. It's a different company I have here based out of Tampa. We're based out of the Motor Enclave Tampa. It's basically ownership track, awesome experience club that they have. They have a pool and off-road courses and a 1.6 mile racetrack and a skid pad. And that's where our office is, that we're gonna be selling exotic cars out of and stuff like that, and experiences like exotic car rallies that we just did. So we just held our first proof of concept rally called Run and Gun 2023, where we took the idea of going on exotic car rallies, which usually just go from hotel to hotel, and we added excursions in there for some fun activities to do. It was a resounding success. Everybody that went on it gave us excellent feedback. Everybody was happy. Everybody wants us to do them again, so we will be doing 2 a year. So our plan is our next one will be Vice City Tour. That will be in April of 2024, and then we're gonna move Run and Gun to October, so that will be in October 2024. So our plan is to do 2 a year, and yes, here on NFA Review Channel, I'll continue to do Suppress Fest, in addition to filming and firefighting. So yeah, I hate free time. So anyway, we partnered with the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation on Drive Rally, and we raised over $12,000 for pediatric cancer research. Pediatric cancer research is not government funded, which is ridiculous, because we give all our money to Ukraine. So here we are. We're going to continue to work with them. So this gun was obviously given to me with this one to do the review from Angstadt. And I don't need to. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna donate it. So we're gonna donate the gun, the case, I'm gonna buy 4 brand new mags, and I'm gonna partner up with a suppressor company that wants to tag a suppressor along with this package, and we're gonna auction it off on the next rally, hopefully during some rooftop party. What I'm going to try to do is work with the National Pediatric Cancer Foundation, and if they're able to, with their bylaws, because it is a firearm, they do also hold live auctions on their website. So what I want to do is try to do a live auction with this and a physical in-person auction during our event, and let the best man win, so we can raise as much money as we can for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. So stay tuned for that. If you want more information on the rally itself, head to Drive Rally No E, that's DRIV rally.com. And the details for this next rally, the Vice City Tour Rally, will be up sometime early September. So right now it's just a placeholder of events that just occurred on Run and Gun. But again, it's going to update soon, so please check back, don't miss it. 40 cars. If you don't have an exotic car and you want to go, we can hook you up with an exotic car rental company, local, that's doing half off for everybody to help out there. So hope you guys enjoyed the review. A lot more reviews coming, and if you haven't picked up tickets for Suppress Fest yet, you better hurry up because Saturday's pretty much sold out, but we have plenty of tickets left on Sunday. I'll see you then.